Before we get started, just a quick reminder to make sure you hit the subscribe button and also the like button to notify YouTube that you enjoy these videos. Take care.
So the life of your dreams is buried in your routines. So what that basically means is that almost half, 40% of what we say and do each day is habitual. It's not anything to do with your conscious awareness. It's due to the habits that you've already created that are now influencing how you see things, what you speak about, and how you behave. 40%. So if we get this right in terms of creating the right habits, imagine that 40% that you would do without even conscious awareness of it can help you or hinder you. But we are always on autopilot. And so it's about the algorithm, the programming that you begin to create or that you've already created and want to maintain. So our habits are like a double-edged sword. When they're good, when they're healthy, when they're right, they can be great in terms of building us and helping us to have the life and the characteristics and the behaviors that we want. But when they are counterproductive and negative and hindering, then they can cause us to go down a path of obstacles, of barriers, of procrastination. And so it's really important that we learn to understand and create healthy habits. So, how does the habit loop happen? And as we do this, I want you to think about, so I'm going to give you an example of a negative, and I'm going to give you an example of a positive. I'm going to start with the negative first. And as we're going through, you don't need to say it out loud or anything, but just write it down for yourself. What is for you? So it always starts with a cue, a trigger, something that impacts on us, something that creates a situation to create the loop, the habit loop. So just say, for example, is boredom. Okay, so someone's bored, whether they're at work or whether they're at home, wherever it may be, and they're bored. That's the cue. That's what starts the loop. And as a result of that boredom, what they do is they say, I'll get a snack. Because getting a snack means they can get out of their chair, they can move around a bit, they may need to go to the shop, so they're getting outside and they're getting a bit of fresh air, and then they go and get that snack. Now that snack that they choose to get is often something that's not necessarily a healthy food. Now, in the moment when the person's going to get that, they don't realize this, but they are being triggered by a desire to have dopamine. Because whenever you do something or have something that you like, you get a dopamine release, which helps you to feel good, which is why dopamine is known as the reward and reinforcement, because that's paramount for human survival. If we didn't like food, drink, and sex, the human race would die. So you have that snack, which is your routine. You go to the bakery, you get whatever it is you get. And as a result of that, you experience pleasure, the dopamine release. And so that reinforces you to do that again whenever the cue comes up, which is boredom. Now that done once is not a problem. But if that's being done every day over a year, you can imagine the complications that's going to come up as a result of this. And so that can be from a negative standpoint. Now, someone who's not really had time to look at this would never make the link that the boredom is creating them to go to get the snack. And as a result of that, they feel the reward, which is reinforcing that. So it's unconscious. They're not aware of this loop. Now, on the flip side, it can work in a positive way. So for yourself, write down one for you that is a positive cue. In this case, it will be the alarm. Use the alarm to get up at a certain time so that you have enough time to do the things that you want to do, so you can be productive. The routine and the reason for the alarm is so the person can go to the gym. I personally go to the gym in the mornings. So I get up at 5:30. The alarm goes off. My routine is I go to the gym. And as a result of the gym, I feel good. Because when you do exercise, it releases endorphins, which help you to feel good. And so that reinforces for me to go again to the gym. Now, sometimes when the cue goes off, it might be very difficult for me to get up. It might be raining, or I might just be really tired. Even though I still go to the gym, what reinforces the loop is how I feel after I finished at the gym. And that's the key thing to remember. And so then the next time when the alarm goes off, because I go 3 times a week, I go through the same process. Now, for you individually, it's important for you to find out which cue or reward is driving your routine, because that's what's essential. Is it the cue or is it the reward? And so when you're trying to make changes in your life, or when you want to break old habits, you have to understand, what is it? What's the area that's pulling you and keeping you connected to that old habit?